All right. It says I'm live. Am I live? Show me a thumbs up if you can hear me. All right. I'm going to set this to full screen so I don't have any distractions. All right. And I'll go back to my mat. Can you hear me? Click a little thumbs up if you can, please. Anybody there? Knock, knock. Uh-oh. I see two people, but no thumbs up yet. Give me a Okay, I'm gonna have to do without, I guess. I'm gonna trust that you can hear me, and I'll go to my mat. Oh, hour of therapy with ourselves. I'm gonna invite you to drop in, but first, please find a comfortable seated position. And I have myself up on a bolster and a blanket. I'm tempted to even get on the meditation cushion as well because, no, that's a little too much for my height, but because so often when I teach yoga classes, people are like, oh no, I can sit, on the floor without any supports. And that's fine. It's fine to be able to do that. It's great to be able to do that. But what we really want is to be able to relax our psoas and the hip flexor muscles so that our stress response can begin to disengage. Yeah? So when these muscles are tight, we also are being pulled forward and our stress response is activated. So you can either be in this posture, pose, on top of a couple bolsters or blankets. So, or leg, or you can tuck a foot into the space in between your calf and your thigh. You want to feel grounded. So we're rooting down with our knees, shins, hips, tailbone. And the belly is relaxed. And we're inhaling and exhaling. We'll bring our awareness to the rise and fall of the breath. And if it's helpful, in order to bring the awareness both to the alignment of the spine towards our center, you can visualize the spinal cord, the spine itself, or if you'd like, you can visualize the central channel, this shaft of light, drawing in and organizing our energy. We'll take 3 more deep breaths here. And right hemispheres of the brain, the solar and lunar aspects of ourself. And we're finding balance at this point of our center, our heart. So I like to start with 3 ohms, aligning the physical body with the energy, emotional body, and the mind. So, Om is a universal sound, not connected to any, well, connected, but not necessarily a part of any religion, but the sound that encompasses the energy, the vibration of the whole universe. So when we make the Om sound, we're not only activating the vagus. All right, we'll inhale together. And exhale together. And then we'll inhale to chant. Welcoming in the space that you're in. Exhale, coming into a gentle twist. Actually, I'll mirror you. So exhaling, gazing over the right shoulder. And ensuring that the head feels like it's an extension of the rest of the spine. So I often see people leaning forward. We're not leaning forward. We're twisting from the base up to the crown of the head. We're moving at the pace of your own breath. And we're even measuring the length of the breath with the movement. And we'll finish up on the opposite side from the one we started. And then we'll meet with the arms overhead, reaching down with the base of the spine and the sits bones, and reaching up with the fingertips. And we'll bring the palms together and exhale, bathing ourselves with health and well-being and love. And then sending that out from our heart center. Noticing sensations in the body. We're going to come into that one more time. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling to the side, but this time with the hand arm. So simple, but so powerful. And we'll do a few more on each side. We're increasing our lung capacity here by stretching our intercostal muscles and also strengthening them. Exhaling. And then inhaling. Love, unconditional love, kindness, and presence. Noticing any shifts in the body just from that simple movement. All right, let's go ahead and remove the props from behind us, and we'll extend the legs out in front of us. So I like to have the bolster blanket right behind me. If you need any support, then that will be helpful. Integrate the right and left hemispheres of the brain and create new neural pathways for us to keep growing and learning. So we're interlacing the fingers behind the back of the right leg, and we'll inhale, drawing the knee in towards the chest, and then exhale, extend. Inhale, draw back, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, extend. Inhaling, gazing up, straightening the leg any amount, and exhaling back down. We'll do one more. And then we'll pause and notice sensations in the body, noticing especially if there's any different, pointing up towards the ceiling. So again, we're working on integrating the right and the left hemispheres of the brain and gaining a more flexible brain by engaging the right side and relaxing the left side, even as we engage in some movement. So inhaling, draw in, exhale, extend. So as we're creating new neural pathways, we can create new neural pathways that lead from whatever stimulus, maybe reading the news or Seeing something disturbing, we'll straighten the leg, gazing up, exhaling down, and we create new neural pathways towards breathe. This is great for moving lymph in the body and therefore strengthening our immune system, toning our immune system. Or just floppy flexibility as is available. And then pausing, noticing sensations in the body. And in this time when there can be a lot of wind energy just by way of a lot of online communication and by way of a lot of worry that's out there in the field. So reverse directions if you haven't already. Keep breathing, and then let's give a massage to that foot. Real human need. So give yourself that full deep breath. We're giving ourselves an abdominal massage here, as well as strengthening the arms and shoulders. And reversing directions. Great. Go ahead and extend that leg, and we'll take a moment to notice if there's any difference between the right and the left side. Tuning into the sensations in the body. Making circles with the ankles. Breathing. And reverse directions. Now we'll hold on to the outside of the left knee and the outside of the left foot. And I'll invite you to come to all fours in tabletop. If you are on a wooden or hard surface, then you'll definitely want to pad the knees. I have a rug, so it's not so necessary here. So fingers spread wide like a starfish, yeah? Crown reaching forward, tailbone reaching back, shoulder, elbow, wrist, inhale, lifting up with the crown and tailbone, dropping the abdomen down, and then exhale, dropping the crown and tailbone. Awareness of the whole body as it moves. Beautiful. Now we'll make circles with the tailbone and the crown of the head, or inhaling up and exhaling down, and then reversing directions. Beautiful. And then bringing the knees a little bit wider, we'll exhale back, inhale forward. I'm making really nice big exploratory circles, feline-like motion, exploring the range of motion in the hips as we come backwards and to the side. And then if it doesn't quite reach, then you can use a blanket, or you can make a pillow with your hands. Whatever you do, don't stay like this, because what we most want is for the whole upper body to be able to really surrender and fully relax. Take a few deep breaths here if you're feeling the abdomen expand. Maybe you can even feel the breath moving into the back with that contraction or that limitation of the movement because of the thighs against the abdomen. We can expand the back and really bring the breath to places that normally it might not reach. So 2 more deep breaths here. And then we'll make our way back to all fours before we're coming into plank and to stretch that right calf. So inhale and exhale, we'll bring it back down to the mat and stretch the left side. Once again, fingers are spread wide like a starfish, crown reaching away from the heel behind you. This is very different from downward dog. A lot of people come into downward dog. When I say plank, this is our time to be a straight line from the heels to the crown of the head. Inhaling and exhaling. And when you're ready, we'll press back into downward dog, reaching up and back with the heels, and then we'll bend to alternating knees. Wonderful. And one more time, we'll bring the knees down to the mat and then come back into child's pose, resting for a few breaths. And we'll make our way back up. And if it's available to you, here you can come down with the chest and the chin. If not, then you can make your way onto the elbows and then onto the belly. Yeah? So we'll come into Sphinx pose. If it's available to you, you'll bring the elbows to right underneath the shoulders. And we'll bring the hands to the mat. And we'll pull ourselves forward. This traction with the hands. A full deep breath. We're opening up the chest here in a really beautiful way and counteracting the computer. Inhaling. And then we'll exhale, bringing one cheek down to the mat and fully relaxing, feeling the support of the earth and the force of gravity. Let's take one deep breath here and exhale with an ah. Ah. And then inhaling, we'll bring the chin to the mat. And we're strengthening our spines here, inhaling up. And then we'll roll the shoulders up and back. And if it's available to you, you can interlace the fingers above the sacrum. Full deep breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. And exhaling, we'll relax and release. And once again, bring the opposite cheek to the mat. And once again, and it's as if we're coming closer to the earth. One more big exhalation. And then once again, we'll bring the chin to the mat. And if you'd like, you can either repeat the posture that we just did, or if you'd like to reach for your heels, then you can do that. You can reach for your heels and then lift up the thighs into bow pose. And we'll breathe here. Maybe rocking a bit back and forth. And then exhaling, relaxing and releasing with the cheek on the other side. And once again, we'll inhale. Ah. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and bring the hands to bracket the chest. And we'll bring the chin back to the mat and inhale into a very low cobra. And then exhale back up to all fours. Take one deep breath here. And then exhale, lifting up into downward dog. And then we'll walk the hands towards the feet or the feet towards the hands into a forward fold. Grab a block. So you can always use a cushion or a block in front of you. Put it in any arrangement that feels right for your body. And if your hands do comfortably come to the mat, then you're welcome to tuck your palms underneath the feet. It can be a wonderful grounding experience. Relax the neck and shoulders. We'll nod back and forth. Yes. Releasing the head. And then no. And then slowly we'll either place the hands on the thighs for support or we'll roll up, reverse swan dive. Inhaling all the way up. Now reaching upwards with the palms of the hands and then exhaling, bathing ourselves with unconditional love, sweetness. You can imagine a sweet bath of honey, light, or of rose petals. And we'll breathe here. Beautiful. And then inhaling, we'll open the arms to the sides and exhale, crossing one arm over the other in a self-embrace. And like I said earlier, a lot of us are getting much less physical touch than usual. So you can give yourself a massage here. And then we'll inhale, opening. And exhale, close, crossing the opposite arm over. And once again, giving ourselves a sweet massage on the way down. And we'll move in and out a few more times of that pose. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, close. Inhaling, open. And exhaling, close. Beautiful. We'll stay inhaling here. And then we'll exhale, arms down towards the sides. Pausing to notice sensations in the body. Let's bring the feet a little further apart and we'll make circles with the hips. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Reversing directions, exhale back. Inhale forward. So you'll notice the torso is moving, but there's a big difference between leading with the torso and leading with the hips. So see if you can let the hips lead the movement. We're connecting with the element of water here, which can be very soothing in counteracting all of that excess wind that comes from worry and anxiety. Making our way back to stillness, we'll pause, breathing and noticing sensations in the body. Let's point the right toes away and the left foot will come into a 45-degree angle. And let's inhale the arms up, and we'll exhale, coming over the front knee as we bend the knee, and then exhaling. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and inhale back up, straightening the front knee, and coming into triangle with a straightened leg, dropping down, lifting the arm up. And inhaling back to neutral. And we'll come back into warrior two. So straightening out with the arms, a little bit of a wider stance. Full deep breath here. Beautiful pose for bringing our focus to one point. And then relaxing the arms down, and we'll pivot that right foot and pivot the other foot out. And then inhaling the arms up and exhaling, bending the front leg, coming forward, bringing the elbow down to the thigh, extending the arm and reaching away, reaching fingertips and the outside of the leg in opposite directions. And then inhaling back up, straightening the leg, exhaling, coming into triangle. Full deep breath. And then we'll inhale back up. And coming into warrior two, making sure that the knee is directly above the heel. Gazing over the left fingertips and breathing fully. Inhale. And then exhale, straighten the leg, dropping the arms. And we'll heel toe the legs together, the feet together. Taking a moment to pause and notice sensations in the body from the feet all the way to the crown of the head. Noticing any tingling, any change in temperature. Dropping in, gazing inwards. Wonderful. Let's see. We'll inhale the arms out to an angle like this, and then inhaling the left arm up. We'll just provide a little bit of extra weight there with the hand. You don't need to press at all. In fact, you can press the head back into the hand. We'll give ourselves a nice stretch along the arm. And if you'd like, you can experiment with pointing the fingers upwards and down. Full deep breath all along that line from the fingertips to the crown of the head. And then inhaling, we'll release. Exhaling, dropping both arms down and noticing any difference in sensation from the right to the left side. Beautiful. And then bringing the arms out to an angle, and then inhaling, right arm up, pressing the head gently into the hand, and reaching away with the fingertips. Full deep breath here, and feel free to experiment with the fingers pointing upwards or down. Feeling the feet against the ground. If you'd like, you can visualize roots growing there, standing like a tall tree. Again, connecting with the element of earth, which can help to counterbalance the windiness of anxiety. Full deep breath and inhale and exhale. Noticing sensations in the body. Bringing the palms to face forward and a slight bend in the knees. Coming into mountain pose. Full deep breath here. I'm going to bring the feet a little bit further apart and come into a dynamic twist. So we'll exhale, gazing over the left shoulder. Inhale, gazing over the right shoulder. And the bottom arm will wrap around the low and mid back, or mid and low back. And the upper arm will tap the place in between the shoulder and the neck. And moving dynamically with your breath, really allowing the arms to carry momentum. And we lift alternating heels so that we make sure that we're not twisting in the knees, but rather the spine. So especially if you're feeling particularly ungrounded, you want to do this slowly. If you're feeling a buildup of energy, then you can go ahead and move a little faster. We'll come back to neutral and heel toe to center. One full deep breath here. Noticing the movement of energy in the body. So continuing to connect with the element of earth, we'll come into tree pose. Can bring, let's start with the right side. So anchoring the left foot into the mat or into the floor. You can prop the ankle up against the heel, or you can bring it to the calf, or if it's available to you, come to the inner thigh. And then we'll inhale, hands either to the hips, to the chest in salutation, the heart center, or if you'd like to extend the arms into branches for your tree. We'll breathe here. Once again, a wonderful posture for bringing the attention to a single point. We can gaze at a spot that's not moving. Breathe. Feeling a sense of upliftedness in the torso and the crown of the head, and the arms, and a sense of rooting down through the foot and the legs. And let's inhale and exhale here. Releasing, shaking out the leg, and switching sides. So once again, finding your desired position on this side. And I should have said you're always welcome to do this next to a wall for support. And then bringing the hands either to the hips, to the heart center, or extended like tree branches. We'll breathe deeply here, pointing the knee away from the body, really stretching out the hip there, rooting down through the foot and noticing all the little baby movements in the muscles in the feet or in the foot, in the grounded foot, to help keep us connected to the earth. Full deep breath, reaching up with the crown of the head and the arms. And then inhaling. And bringing the palms together, exhaling down through the midline, bathing ourselves with Unconditional loving kindness. Shaking out any tension that may have accumulated in the body. Breathing in. And exhaling, we'll come onto our mats on our backs. Right, so feet underneath the knees, and we'll come into dynamic bridge first. Inhaling, lifting one vertebra at a time, and then exhaling back down to the mat. No rush to get into the full pose. We want to really enjoy that massage of the whole length of the spine. Inhaling slowly up. Exhaling down. If you'd like to include the arms, you can inhale up and back. And exhale back down towards the sides. And the massage reaches all the way up to the shoulder blades and shoulders. And then if you'd like to explore, maybe coming up a little bit higher. And this next time, if you'd like to come into the full expression of the pose, you can inhale all the way up, and then rolling onto the outer edges of the shoulders. You can either interlace the fingers and press the hands into the mat, breathing here, or if it's available to you, you can hold on to the ankles and come in a little bit closer. Full deep breath. And then slowly removing the shoulders and inching back down to the mat. We'll take a breath or two here with the feet wide and the knees supporting each other. And then on the next inhalation, you can bring the knees in towards the chest. While feeling the massage with each deep inhalation of the abdomen against the thighs, if that's available to you. You can either hold on to the backs of the thighs or the shins, and we'll rock gently side to side. Wonderful. And bringing the feet back down towards the mat. One deep breath here. And then we'll cross the right leg over the left. So bringing the right ankle to the left knee and pressing the knee away from the body, just with the strength of the hip itself. Right foot is strongly engaged here to protect the joints. And inhale. And then if you'd like, you can bring the knee in a little bit closer of the left leg. You can interlace the fingers again, the non-habitual way, behind the left leg or around the left shin. Fully relaxing here, except for the right leg, which is engaged. And if you'd like, you can rock side to side. Especially rocking over towards the left might deepen the stretch for some. And inhaling back to neutral, bringing the leg back, unwinding. And we'll take a moment to notice sensations. And then crossing the left leg over the right, bringing the left ankle to the right knee. And we'll inhale, pressing the knee away with the strength of the hip. And then interlacing again the non-habitual way behind the back of the thigh, drawing the shoulders away from the ears and down towards the mat. Breathing here. And you're welcome to rock towards the right, back. And then relax and release. And we'll go ahead and extend the legs on the mat, bringing the palms to face up. Fully releasing for just a moment. And then we'll extend the arms out into a T. And if you don't quite have enough space, then you're welcome to bring the arms into a goalpost or cactus shape. And then the feet can come back to the mat with the knees bent. And we'll come into dynamic supine twist, exhaling the knees to the right and the gaze will move to the left. Back to neutral, inhaling up and exhaling to the other side. And if you'd like, you can bring the shins to parallel to the mat instead. That requires a little bit more core engagement. It's up to you, feeling what feels best for your body tonight. Inhaling neutral, exhale to the side. Finishing off in the opposite direction from the one you started. And we'll slowly make our way towards Shavasana. Legs extended on the mat, palms facing up. And you're welcome to grab a blanket and cover yourself up with a blanket. If we were in class together, then I would cover you up if you needed it, but I'm not there in your living room to help you, so you're welcome to cover yourself up with a blanket. You're also welcome to give a little extra support to your back so that the shoulders can continue opening. You can use a blanket or a bolster or any prop for that. And I'll invite you to sink into the earth. I'll stay seated so that I can project my voice as you're relaxing. With each inhalation, we bring in nourishment, sweetness, unconditional self-love and acceptance. In this moment, you don't need to be more or do more. You can be you exactly as you are. And with each exhalation, releasing, relaxing a little bit more deeply. As you relax here, if the mind begins to wander, you can return to the awareness of the physical body. You can return to the awareness of the breath. And if you'd like, you can begin to cultivate a sense of connection with the eternal observer that's in you, this part of yourself that's gazing lovingly back at you. This part of yourself that's unchangeable. That's connected to an infinite well of peace. Relaxing the control over the breath and just being. And then beginning to deepen the breath, expanding the abdomen with each inhalation. Wiggling fingers and toes, beginning to bring movement back into the wrists and ankles and any other joint that wants to move. And I'll invite you to roll over onto one side, curled up into a fetal position, ready to rebirth yourself into the rest of this evening. And then gently pressing yourself up to a seated position, allowing the head to come up last. And we'll meet here, ending much the way we began, in a comfortable meditation posture, crown reaching upwards, sits bones, legs and hips reaching downwards, and palms together at the center of the heart, or at the heart center, the center of our being. And we'll gather up any benefits that we may have gained from this time that we've shared together. And we'll send them out into the world, especially to any being who may be suffering in this moment. Sending our sense of peace and well-being, sending unconditional love. Just taking a moment to remind ourselves that this is a sacred and important time to be envisioning the world that we want to co-create when we're on the other side of this gestation period, this time of quiet and time with ourselves. So it's especially important that we can redirect our thoughts towards the beautiful world that we are ready to co-create. We'll send that prayer out with the words Om Shanti 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 Hi, which means Om peace, peace, peace. We'll inhale together. You're welcome to chant with me or just listen. Inhaling, exhaling together, and inhaling to chant, sending peace to all directions of the universe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for being with me here tonight. Have a beautiful, restful evening. Peace, peace, peace. Mwah.
Good night.